guys, I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to show you how I make my ever so easy Thanksgiving leftover stock. So this is something that you would use in place of chicken stock, and you can certainly make it with your leftover chicken if you have a roast chicken on hand, but this is what I always make with my leftover turkey, because I think when people look at something like this, which is what we're going to basically be using to give so much flavor to this, when you look at this, you throw it out. You say, okay, I've gotten all the meat off of it, I've used it in leftover recipes, what am I going to do with it? In my opinion, when I buy something and it's expensive as a turkey, I want to use it to its last potential. And I know that the bones have a ton of flavor. So I'm going to use that with a combination of tons of fresh herbs, anything you have got left on hand, and I'm just using some leftover herbs I already have on hand because I always use them at this time of year, which is just some thyme, rosemary, some parsley, some chopped up rough vegetables such as carrots, celery, onions, garlic, and as you might have noticed, nothing's peeled, nothing's perfect, a couple of dry bay leaves, some peppercorns, a little salt, and olive oil, and of course water. And you're gonna have such an amazing, flavorful broth to make just about anything you want with, from soups to, just like a thick sauces, you name it. So we have everything prepped. Let's go to the stove and start cooking. I have a large soup pot with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil over high heat. And now to this, I'm just gonna add in my chopped veggies. Oh, that's good sound. That is a good sound. So all I'm gonna do and just give these a stir and let it cook for about 5 minutes. That looks good. I'm just trying to give it a heads up. So now you're going to add in your leftover turkey. You can cut it like I did to fit the pan. And don't be afraid. I mean, this might not look like the most appetizing thing in the world, but trust me, it's got tons of flavor. So now I'm just going to add lots of water. You'll need about, I would say, 16 cups total. That's perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my fresh herbs, stems and all, because remember, we're going to strain this at the end, so you're going to be left with just the most delicious, flavorful stock. Some parsley, stems and all, right in there. And then your dried bay, your peppercorns, and a good sprinkling of salt, just because you want this to be flavorful and not taste, like dirty dishwater. Give this a nice little stir, just to kind of sink everything down. Now you're going to let this come to a boil. This is still medium-high. Let this come up to a boil. Once it's up to a boil, you're going to reduce the heat to low and let it simmer for about 2.5 hours, and then I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. After 2.5 hours, my stock is fully cooked. I let it cool for about 15 minutes, and now all there's left to do is to strain it, which is exactly what I'm doing. And I'm gonna just cover it, put it in the fridge, and you're pretty much done. And look how much it makes, first of all. You're gonna have a ton of stock that you can use, as a base for a soup, a stew, to thin out some sauces. I mean, you name it. And it's unbelievably delicious. And right, you telling me that you're going to be able to get something like this so cheap, homemade, at any supermarket. You're not going to. Now, I make no secret that I'm a big believer in just getting some good quality, store-bought chicken stock, but when you have got leftover turkey or leftover chicken bones, you name it, they have so much flavor. So use it to its last potential. You paid for that turkey, so you use it until you just can't use it anymore. That's it. It's simple and easy. I mean, look at the color of this. This stock has got tons and tons and tons of flavor. And I'm telling you, you just store this into little containers. You can store it all together so you have a big sort of amount for soup, or you can store it in little individual containers, keep it in the freezer, just defrost it whenever you need a little stock, and you are good to go. That's it. Simple, easy, incredibly easy and cheap to make. So get in your kitchen and make it. And if you want to know how to use it, there's plenty of recipes at www.laurinthekitchen.com. So go ahead and try it out, and I'm sure you're going to love it. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.